Have you ever wondered why certain things only make sense after you turn 50? There's a very simple reason for that. Maturity teaches us truths that youth simply can't see. And today, I'm going to share with you 7 of those fundamental truths that completely transform our worldview. If you're at that stage in your life where you finally understand things that previously seemed silly, this video is for you, but be careful. If you haven't reached that age yet, pay close attention to what I'm going to say, because these lessons can save you from a lot of unnecessary suffering. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal truths that have taken decades to uncover. Some will shock you, some will make you nod in agreement, and all will change your perspective on life. The third truth, in particular, is something I wish I had learned much sooner. Stay until the end, because the last truth is the most important of all. It is what separates those who live a full life from those who are just surviving. Get ready for a journey of self-discovery that can transform your next years into the best of your life. First truth, time is your most precious asset. The first great truth that only maturity teaches us is that time is worth more than any material thing you may possess. When we are young, we act as if we have infinite time ahead of us. We waste hours, days, even years on things that don't really matter. The problem is that we treat time as if it were inexhaustible. We keep putting off important conversations, putting off that dream trip, postponing special moments with those we love. We believe that there will always be a next opportunity, a better tomorrow, a more convenient moment. But maturity shows us a different reality. Every minute that passes never comes back. Every missed opportunity could be the last. Every person we fail to embrace may not be here tomorrow. It is a hard lesson, but a liberating one. In practice, this means stopping wasting time on useless arguments, on people who only drain your energy, on activities that don't add anything to your life. It means saying no to commitments that don't make sense, and yes to experiences that really matter. Imagine you found out you only have 1 year to live. What would you do differently? Who would you spend more time with? What places would you visit? What conversations would you have? This simple reflection reveals what really matters to you. The direct benefit of valuing your time is a fuller, more meaningful life. You stop chasing after empty things and focus on what truly brings you happiness. Your relationships become deeper, your experiences richer, and your personal satisfaction increases exponentially. Start treating your time like the treasure it is today. Say no to what is useless and say yes to what is important. Your future life will thank you for every moment you spend in the present. Second truth, you don't have to please everyone. The second fundamental truth is that trying to please everyone is a surefire recipe for unhappiness. Throughout our youth and much of our adult lives, we live in a constant search for approval. We want everyone to like us, everyone to agree with us, everyone to accept us. This behavior stems from a fear of rejection and a need to belong. We change our personality depending on who we're with. We say what we think people want to hear. We do things we don't like just to be accepted. It's exhausting and ultimately impossible. Maturity teaches us that it is mathematically impossible to please everyone. There will always be someone who doesn't like you, who criticizes your choices, who questions your decisions, and that is completely normal. Even the most admired people in the world have their critics. When you accept this reality, something magical happens. You free yourself. You stop wasting energy trying to win over people who don't want to be won over. You stop worrying about opinions that don't matter. You stop living other people's lives and start living your own. In practice, this means being authentic at all times, expressing your true opinions, even if they're not popular, making choices based on your values, not on the approval of others, surrounding yourself with people who accept you for who you are, not who they want you to be. Think about the person you admire the most. They are probably someone who is authentic and unafraid to be who they are. They certainly have critics, but that doesn't stop them from shining. You can be like that too. The benefits are immense. You gain inner peace, confidence, and energy to focus on what really matters. Your relationships become more genuine because the people around you truly like who you are. You stop living a life of lies and start living your truth. Third truth, health is real wealth. The third truth that only maturity reveals is that health is the only wealth that truly matters. When we are young, we treat our bodies as if they were indestructible. We sleep poorly, eat whatever we want, don't exercise, and ignore warning signs. We believe that health is guaranteed and that we can always recover it later. The problem is that we live in a culture that values having more than being. We chase money, status, and material possessions, often sacrificing our physical and mental health. We work excessively, live under stress, and neglect our well-being in the name of financial success. But maturity shows us a cruel truth. Without health, all the money in the world is worthless. You can have the biggest bank account, the most luxurious house, the most expensive car. But if you don't have health to enjoy it, all of that loses its meaning. In practice, this means making your health your top priority. Not just when you're already sick, but every day. Taking care of your diet, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep, managing stress, getting preventive exams. It sounds basic, but how many people actually do this? Imagine two people, one rich but sick, and the other with modest resources but healthy. Which one would you choose to be? The answer is obvious. The healthy person can work, travel, enjoy their family, and live a full life. The sick person, no matter how rich, is limited in everything. Think about someone you know who has lost their health. How has it affected your life? How has it affected your family? These reflections show the real value of health in our lives. The benefits of prioritizing your health are incalculable. You have more energy, and quality of life. You can make the most of your relationships, experiences, and dreams. You reduce your medical and medication expenses. You gain years of a fuller life. Start treating your health today as the most important investment of your life. Because at the end of the day, you can recover lost money, but you will hardly recover lost health. Now, before I continue, I need to make a special request. If this content is making sense to you, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? I love knowing what city you're from. This really motivates me to continue bringing content that really makes a difference in your lives. Fourth, truth. Superficial relationships don't sustain anyone. The fourth truth that maturity teaches us is that superficial relationships are like sand. They slip through our fingers when we need them most. During our youth, we often value quantity over quality. We want to have lots of friends, meet lots of people, and always be surrounded by people. The problem is that we confuse popularity with true connection. We collect contacts, but we don't cultivate deep relationships. We have hundreds of acquaintances, but few true friends. And when times get tough, we find that most of these people simply disappear. Maturity shows us that it's better to have 5 true friends than 500 superficial acquaintances. People who really care about you, who are there for you in good times and bad, who you can call at 3 in the morning if you need them. In practice, this means investing time and energy in relationships that truly matter, cultivating deep friendships, having meaningful conversations, being present for the important moments in the lives of the people you love. It also means having the courage to walk away from toxic or superficial relationships. Think about the most important people in your life today. They are probably the ones you have known for years, who have been through difficult times with you, who really know you. These are the people who really matter. Compare that to those acquaintances who only show up when they want something, who only talk about superficial things, who disappear when you need support. Do you see the difference? One group nourishes your soul, the other just takes up your time. Imagine you're going through a crisis. How many people can you really count on to be there for you? If the answer is less than 5, it might be time to rethink your relationships. The benefits of cultivating deep relationships are transformative. You have a real support network, people who truly care about your well-being. You feel more loved, understood, and connected. You have someone to share your joys and sorrows with. Start investing more time in the people who really matter today. Call that friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Schedule a date with someone you love. Have genuine conversations. Your life will be infinitely richer. 5th, truth. Money doesn't buy happiness, but lack of it causes suffering. The 5th truth that maturity reveals is about the complex relationship between money and happiness. For a long time, we believed in two extremes, either that money is everything or that money doesn't matter at all. The reality is more nuanced and balanced. The problem is that our society teaches us that happiness and wealth go hand in hand. We see rich people portrayed as happy and successful, while poverty is seen as failure. This creates a relentless pursuit of money, as if it were the solution to all problems. But maturity shows us that although money does not buy happiness, the lack of it can cause a lot of suffering. Not having enough resources for basic needs, living with financial insecurity, not being able to help those we love when they need it, all of this generates stress and unhappiness. The truth is that there is a balance point. You need enough money to live with dignity, security, and peace of mind. But beyond that point, more money does not necessarily bring more happiness. After a certain point, other factors become more important. In practice, this means seeking financial stability, but not making money the center of your life. Having an emergency fund, planning for the future, being able to pay your bills without stress. But it also means not sacrificing your health, relationships, and values for the sake of money. Think about the people you know who have a lot of money. Are they really happier? We often find that they are not. They may have health problems, troubled relationships, loneliness, anxiety. Money has solved some problems, but it has created others. Now think about those people who, even without great wealth, live with joy and contentment. They have found balance. They have enough to live well, but they focus on other sources of happiness. The benefits of having a healthy relationship with money are enormous. You avoid both the stress of scarcity and the obsession with wealth. You can enjoy the simple pleasures in life. You make decisions based on values, not just financial gain. The key is to define how much is enough for you and focus on other areas of life that truly bring lasting happiness. 6th truth, your parents weren't perfect, and that's okay. The 6th truth that maturity reveals to us is one of the most liberating. Your parents weren't perfect, and that's completely normal. As children, we see our parents as either heroes or villains depending on the situation. As teenagers, we often see them only as villains. But maturity brings a more balanced perspective. The problem is that we carry this extreme view into adulthood. Either we idealize our parents as perfect people who never made mistakes, or we blame them for all our problems and limitations. Both views are harmful and prevent us from growing. Maturity teaches us that our parents were ordinary people with their own limitations, fears, traumas, and struggles. They did the best they could with the knowledge and resources they had at the time. This doesn't mean they didn't make mistakes, but it does mean they were human. When you become a parent or simply grow older and gain more life experience, you begin to understand the complexity of being responsible for another human being. You realize that there is no instruction manual, that every decision is difficult, and that love is not always enough to get things right every time. In practice, this means forgiving your parents for the mistakes they made, but also stopping using them as an excuse for your own shortcomings, recognizing that they did the best they could, but that you are now responsible for your own life and happiness. Think about your parents when they were young, the age you are now. Did they know what they were doing? Did they have all the answers? Probably not. They were people trying to figure out life, just like you are trying to figure it out now. Imagine if you had to raise a child today with all the challenges and pressures that come with it. Would you do everything perfectly? Probably not. This reflection helps develop compassion and understanding. The benefits of accepting this truth are transformative. You free yourself from the burden of blaming others for your life. You develop a more mature and balanced relationship with your parents. You stop wasting energy on resentment and focus on building the future you want. This does not mean accepting abusive or harmful behavior, but it does mean understanding that everyone is imperfect and that your happiness depends on your choices, not the choices your parents made in the past. Seventh truth. Happiness is in the little things. The seventh and final truth that maturity teaches us is perhaps the most important of all. Happiness is not found in the big moments, but in the little things of everyday life. We spend our entire lives waiting for special moments, great achievements, and remarkable events to make us happy. The problem is that we always live in the future or the past. We wait for the next promotion, the next relationship, the next trip, the next weekend. Or we keep remembering the good times of the past, the moments that have already passed. Meanwhile, the present slips through our fingers without being lived. Maturity shows us that life is made up of thousands of small moments. A quiet breakfast, conversation with a friend, a sunset that you stop to admire, a hug from someone you love, a child's laughter, the silence of a moment of peace. These simple moments are the true essence of happiness. They are not posted on social media, they do not impress anyone, they do not cost money, but they are what really matters. They are the moments that, at the end of your life, you will remember most fondly. In practice, this means developing the ability to be present, turning off your phone to actually talk to someone, savoring your food instead of eating distractedly, observing the nature around you, being grateful for the simple things you have. Think about the happiest moments in your life. They probably weren't big parties or achievements, but simple moments of connection, peace, and joy. An afternoon with family, a deep conversation with a friend, a moment of contemplation. Compare this to the constant search for extraordinary experiences, for achievements that impress others. Do you realize that you are looking for happiness in the wrong place? True happiness is within your reach every day. The benefits of recognizing this truth are immense. You stop putting off your happiness. You find reasons to smile every day. You develop gratitude and contentment. Your life becomes richer, even without major external changes. Start paying attention to the little moments today. Every morning you wake up, every person you love, every little pleasure in life. Happiness isn't somewhere far away. It's right here, right now. These 7 truths I've shared with you today aren't just abstract concepts. They're life lessons that can completely transform your perspective on what really matters. Each one was learned through experience, reflection, and yes, a few mistakes along the way. The beauty of maturity is that it allows us to see life more clearly, without the illusions of youth, but also without the cynicism of bitterness. It is a delicate balance between wisdom and hope, between realism and optimism. Remember, you don't have to wait decades to apply these truths to your life. Regardless of your age, you can start today to value your time, be authentic, take care of your health, cultivate deeper relationships, have a balanced relationship with money, forgive the past, and find happiness in the little moments. Life is a gift we receive every day. Each morning is a new opportunity to apply these lessons, to live more fully and consciously. Don't waste this chance. Now I want to ask you a question to reflect on. Which of these 7 truths touched your heart the most today? Which of them do you most need to apply in your life right now? Leave your answer in the comments. Your reflection may inspire others who are going through the same challenges as you.